Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be talking about my latest Disneyland Paris audition experience. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because you're not really meant to speak about it too much. They say not to talk about it to the press. I know this isn't the press because this is just my YouTube channel, but I still think I don't want to say too much publicly because you're not supposed to, and it's, you know, keeping the magic alive and things like that. And there are lots of videos where people go into a bit more depth about the audition process, and I have made 2 videos about it before where I talked about my first and my second ever audition experiences. So if you want to go and watch them first, then feel free, and other people have made videos about this too, but I'm going to just talk about my general experience this time round. So the first 2 auditions I went to were in Leeds. However, this one was in London. Normally I'd go to the Leeds ones because I always thought it was easy to get to because I could get my dad to drive me down there or whatever. Now I've passed, I could drive myself down there, but I still need to gain the confidence to do that. But also I found that if I wanted to go to London ones in the past, it was way too expensive. But then I ended up finding really cheap train tickets this time round, and I now have a rail card, so that should make things a lot cheaper, which it does. Me and my friend Franny ended up going to the auditions in London this time round, and I was quite nervous because I'd never auditioned in London before, and I just knew it was going to be so much harder. I knew it was going to be busier, and I just knew it was going to be more difficult in general because of like the standard there. And I just went into it just not expecting anything because that's the best way to be. Obviously you still have hope that you're going to get far, but I just went in expecting not to get past the first round. Even though I'd got past the first round last time, I just expected to just not get past 1 round this time. So we met a lovely girl outside and we were chatting away to her, and then we went inside and we're like signing our forms and stuff, got our numbers, and then went into the room. The same thing as always, we got measured and had to give in our forms, and then we had a little presentation from the guy who is in charge of like the casting and stuff like that. So I always enjoy watching that. Even though I've seen that little presentation 3 times, I still really enjoy it. It's exciting to hear about what would happen if you got the job and the sort of behind the scenes kind of stuff. It's really exciting, especially if it's like a job you're really interested in. It's so exciting to hear about what will happen if you ever get a chance to work there. And then we stood up and started working on the first round, which is the animation round, and the room was so hot. The weather was really warm. They had aircon in the room, but it was really loud, so they had to keep turning it off while they were talking and then back on again while the music was playing and stuff, so it didn't really do a lot. So it was really hot. I did feel like I was going to pass out at one point, but I didn't, so it's all good. But we were practicing the animation round, and then they had to do what they did at the last audition. Then they had to do what they did at the last audition in Leeds, where they had to split the group in half, and half of them had to wait outside while the other half auditioned, because you like do have quite a few practices at it first, and then you split in half and like smaller groups and stuff. But you actually got half of the room to go out while the other half did their auditions, and when they were done they waited outside. If you'd got through, you went and waited outside while the other half of the group auditioned. So we were in the first group of people. My number was 228, Franny's was 229. I was really nervous just before I did my animation round. I think that was the most nervous I've ever been in my life, just in general. I was so nervous. I don't know what happened. I think it's just a very overwhelming experience for me. It's very emotional because it is my dream job, and I just thought, just enjoy it like you did last time. Just go for it, don't stress about it too much. So that's what I did. I stood in the line with everyone else and did my audition, and afterwards I was kind of like, okay, I understand if I get cut here. I mean, I always would anyway, understand, but like, I know the standard is high. Again, if you haven't watched my videos before, my other videos about audition experiences, then you may not know that if your number gets called afterwards, that means that you're done for the day and you're not going to go on any further in the audition process. And they only called out 1 number, and it wasn't mine or Franny's. So me and Franny got to the dance round. You remember how emotional I got in the last video about the fact that I'd got to the dance round, because I never expected that to happen. The fact that they had even slightly considered me. It happened again. It happened again. I got to the dance round again. I cannot believe it. Like, I know it's might seem silly to get like this, but just to get that far, like they considered me again. How does this happen? I can't believe it. And again, I felt really emotional. I feel emotional talking about it, but yeah, that was amazing. Got to watch some of the other auditions and it was just really exciting. And then we went and sat outside for a bit, had a drink, tried to calm myself down. Oh god. And then after that was the dance round, and it was the same dance that I did last time. I didn't practice the dance at home, so I didn't know it off by heart, but as we were learning it, it started to like click in my head, like I remembered parts of it. And I picked it up a lot quicker this time, and when we kept practicing it, I wasn't struggling too much with remembering the moves or anything, so it was going well while we were practicing. Then we were split in half in like smaller groups and stuff, and it was going well and I was really excited, and I could tell that my dance had improved. I'm not like professionally or technically trained in jazz, which is what that sort of routine was, but I felt like I was doing so well, and this time I felt like I blended in with the other dancers and everyone else, rather than last time I felt like I stuck out because I didn't really know what I was doing a lot of the time. Because I've been doing dance for a long time, since I was 3, so I know that I'm capable of doing these things and doing the dances that they do in the parades. It's just they are very specific on what they want. Sometimes it doesn't matter if your dance ability is not there, because they might want you for a character that doesn't dance, so you never know. But I thought I did really well, and then it got to the groups of 10 and I thought, is this where I'm going to mess it all up because I'm going to panic? But I didn't mess up the dance at all. I went for it, I smiled, I thought I did really well. I did see in the corner of my eye, like, didn't look like they were really looking at me that much, and I thought, they're not looking at me, they don't want me, they're going to cut me here. So this is the point again where I got cut, and Franny also got cut at this point as well, which is such a shame. And especially with Franny, I was shocked because she is well trained in jazz and I just expected her to get even further. But it just proves that you just don't know what they're looking for. Sometimes you can watch someone's audition and think they are the most amazing performer I've ever seen in my life, or I mean, maybe not that dramatic, but like I've watched some before where I've been like, oh, they're really good, they really stand out to me, and then they've not got through. So you just really don't know. And the last couple of times I've auditioned and I've got cut, I haven't been, obviously I've been a bit like, oh damn it, but I've still been like buzzing. This time was a lot different, and like I said, the first couple of times I was buzzing, but then it was sort of like when I'd got home that evening or the following day or two, I was really low. Whereas this time I sort of felt low straight away, so then by the next day I wasn't feeling as, I was still sad about it, but I wasn't in that low state. But for the rest of the day I was. I still enjoyed the day, because me and Franny had a day in London. We went to see Mamma Mia 2 as well, and I still had a good day, but I just felt really low about what had happened, and I think Franny did too. And it's just really hard because I'm so grateful that I got that far, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to even audition. And I know that if I keep working at it, it can happen for me one day. At least I hope so anyway. But it's just so annoying because you just really, when you really want it so bad, and it's like another knockdown, and it's like, how long is it going to take for me to get to do this? But I'm sure it'll happen one day. But yeah, that is where we got cut. I felt like I did really well at the dance, so I'm just really proud of myself with how much I've improved. And we came out and we sort of like sat on some steps in Covent Garden. We're just sort of like reflecting on what happened, both very overwhelmed, and I was feeling quite down. And yeah, it's really difficult because it is my dream job, but then I think, would I be brave enough to move to Paris? Like, of course, if I got the job, I would do it. There's no questions about it. I'd have to do it. But it's so annoying because I always feel like I'm getting a step closer each time, and then it's like this time I know I got to the same stage in the auditions, but I felt like I was getting a step closer in terms of like how my dancing had improved. And it's just like, hopefully it just keeps going forward from here, but you never know. I could go to the next auditions and not get past the first round, which I totally understand because they're always looking for something different. Just because you got through last time doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But I am obviously going to go to the next auditions, but I'm just so gutted about it, and I do want it to happen for me one day because I just need to experience it. I mean, it's my dream job. I've got to at least experience it. It would be hard if I got the job and had to move away from my family, my friends and my boyfriend, but I know they'd be so supportive, and it wouldn't change anything. It just mean I was spending a lot of time away from people, but I'd still see them when I was home, and it's just something I really want to do. And it's so annoying because I just, even though I've told myself like it's gonna happen, if I keep going for it, it will happen. That's how things work. But at the same time, this sort of industry is so hard, because at the end of the day, if you've not got the right look or if you're not the right height, there's nothing you can do about that. If they just look at the whole like being passionate and going for it and working hard, then yeah, it is more possible, obviously. But I just feel like if I don't suit the sort of looks or heights of what they ever want, like I know their requirements change all the time, you never know what they're looking for, but what if I'm never suited to what they want? Does that make sense? So it's, I don't know, it's a bit hard and a bit crap, but I did enjoy the whole experience still. It's an amazing experience, very overwhelming, and I can't wait to do it again. So in a few months' time I'll be back there. I'll probably be making another audition video. But yeah, that's basically it. I know that was really brief and I explained it really briefly, but I didn't want to repeat myself, like repeat how the general audition process goes, because I've talked about it in other videos before, like I said. So I just wanted to give a brief overview of this time round and how it was really fun, but this time I felt more disheartened when I didn't get through, which is strange, but I still had a great day and it's so worth doing, and I'm sure one day my dream job will happen for me. So that is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have ever auditioned for Disneyland before, or if you work there now as a cast member or a character parade performer. Whatever you do, just let me know, because I'd love to know, and that'd be really cool to hear about and talk to you about. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more Disney related videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!